So he rented an apartment for Jane, but it was always with his wife, except the few times he came to sleep with her. Friday, and you're welcome to Life Stories with Bussy. I trust that your week has been good. Mine has been okay, so. I'm still in transit. I'm still in transit, so I'm not back to my studio. But I guess that I should be back to my studio maybe like next week. You just have to pardon me. A lot of people keep on saying, but like, you have not read our stories. The reason why I have to do this, even though I'm in transit, I'm just going to go straight into this story. But this story was sent by a man again. A man again. So I'm not being pro women. So when people say, Pusala, you're pro women, no. Pusala is for no one but for everyone. I'm also always on the side of caution, on the side of justice. I have a story from another man, and his name is Sylvester. So Sylvester says, my name is Sylvester, and this story is about me and the woman I believe is the love of my life. Her name is Jane. So it goes, first let me give you a little background about myself. I'm 45 and I'm a single father with 2 children. I had the first one I left university. He's a teenager now. Later I fell in love with a single mom who is a divorcee, who had 4 children. I wanted to be with her because I had a child already and I figured we could have a child together. I wasn't particular about having many children. Anyway, our former husband started coming around. We had to part ways, but she was already pregnant. So that was how my second child came about. Now, I met the woman I refer to as the love of my life. I don't think I've ever connected to any lady the way I'm connected with her. She knows me in and out. There are things I've told her that I've never told any woman or any member of my family. We met online, started out as friends, we chatted a lot, we met physically, and we just had the same vibe. We had almost the same kind of upbringing. She became my bestie and we moved to being lovers. This is Jane's story and how it affects me. This story was told by her and I believe everything that she has told me. Jane is 34 years old. She's a single mother of 3 children. When we met, she was acting as a surrogate for another couple. So she was pregnant. What I like about her is that she's very open and trustworthy. She was very open to me about her life from the beginning. Jane met Amechi many years ago when she was 20 years old. They dated for 2 years. Everyone knew the both of them. 2 years later, they had their introduction. Surprisingly, 3 months after that introduction, Amechi did introduction with another woman who was pregnant for him. Amechi did introduction with another woman who was pregnant for him. Jane later learned that whenever she went to work, Amechi brought this woman home. Even though Amechi betrayed her love, Jane still didn't move ahead. Amechi was her first love and she felt she could fight for the love. When everyone told her to back off and move on, she said she was blinded by love and she loved Amechi more than she loved herself. She still continued in a relationship with Amechi and had a baby for him 2 years after the other lady had hers. Amechi and his family agreed that Jane's child looked more like Amechi than even the first child that the first lady had. Amechi decided that he wasn't going to allow Jane to go. So he rented an apartment for Jane, but it was always with his wife, except the few times he came to sleep with her. Jane met another single father that wanted to marry her, and she was considering this single father. Amechi came visiting one day. He picked her phone when it rang, and it was Jane's new man. Amechi was enraged and beat Jane to a pulp. Hey. It was around December, and instead of taking his wife to the village for Christmas, he took Jane and Jane's child to the village so that the new man wouldn't come to visit or be with Jane. Immediately they came back from the village, he proposed a court marriage to Jane, who was very excited. The court wedding was done, and Jane discovered she was pregnant for Amechi, and then she gave birth to another child. So she was staying in the place Amechi rented. Amechi would breathe in and out. Now, Jane says she's lost all the feeling that she had for Amechi because he abandoned her in the last apartment he rented. Even when the tenancy was due and her things were thrown out, he didn't come to her rescue. And because of that, she started squatting. She had to send her children to her mother in another area in Lagos. That was when it dawned on her that she didn't mean anything to Amechi. So she decided to move on with her life. She got into 3 relationships that didn't work after she believed she had invested so much. She was particular about dating single fathers because she thought that they'll be more mature than the single guys, but all that didn't work. She resigned herself to fate that she would never marry again until we met. Now, I find myself hopelessly in love with her. I know she loves me. She doesn't hide anything from me. I'm thinking of getting married to her. She said I should give her like 1 year to sort out things. Because her children have been away with her mother for 2 years, she plans that she would bond with the children when they come for the summer holiday this year. Our agreement is that they will not live with us, though they can come in for holidays. We have a plan to have our own child. My own children are not going to be staying with us. I was in her house last weekend to drop some things that I helped her to get when Amechi walked in. He started to shout and challenge me and was asking who I was. He said he was going to arrest me for trespassing, that I was trespassing because Jane was a married woman. Note that he is the one paying for the rent of our current apartment. The only thing he does is send money for the upkeep of the children. No, I stood up to him. Jane's father, who was there, prevailed upon me to leave so we can avoid trouble. Amechi started beating Jane again. I started insulting her that he was even managing her. It took neighbors to come to her aid and restrain him from beating her up. I was in the next compound and I saw everything because I did not want to be part of it. I didn't want to cause more trouble. Now, it says, what do you think I should do? Do you think settling down with her is an option? Because I really love her. If I do settle down with her, it means she'll be getting a divorce. Will the court be able to issue a restraining order for him to stop visiting Jane? Would the court order him to continue paying for the upkeep and school fees of his children? Because he said that if Jane goes ahead with a divorce, he would not pay. We would really like to get all the advice that we can get from you. Thank you. Sylvester, the first thing I would say is I get that you are in love with this woman, but I think that she has a lot of baggage right now. I think the first thing for her is to first decide if she really wants to go ahead with a divorce. I don't know the type of marriage that he had with his wife. So after the traditional engagement that he had with his wife, 3 months after the one of Jane, we don't know whether he has also taken his wife to court. So the marriage with Jane might not actually be legal. It might not actually be, it might be null and void from the beginning. Do you get? I don't know. So like the fact that she said that she needed a year to sort herself out. She has her children she wants to bond with. The surrogacy thing, you know, how is that working? Divorce she wants to get, you know, you are not going to be the one to push her to get a divorce. She will be the one to decide that she wants to get a divorce. That is even if there's a marriage, because obviously I mentioned like the fact that men were hovering around her, and so he decided to make the marriage legal so that, you know, she'll be referred to as a, you know, as a married woman, and then people would not, you know, men would not be hovering around her, you know. So but I think that first of all she needs to get herself out of that mess with Amechi. Yes, the court can mandate the man to keep paying for the upkeep and the school fees of his children. Yeah, the court can do that. The restraining order, yeah, the court feels like it's going to be violent or, you know, things like that, you know, definitely. I don't think he has anything that is coming to come and do with Jane. If all he needs to do is to see his children, the children are with Jane's mom, right? So he will go to Jane's mom to go and see the children, and then he will pay for upkeep generally. But Jane has to be the one to decide that she wants to get a divorce. You cannot be the one forcing her or pushing her to get a divorce. She has to decide that, look, this marriage, I'm done with it, so that the marriage ends. About whether I think that she's a good option to settle with, I'm just wary about, you know, women who come with a lot of baggage. You have a lot of baggage too. You have 2 children from different women. She has 3 children from one man, you know. So you are all coming with your baggages, and you need to put your cards on the table and discuss these things very well before you go into it, because obviously they're going to have a blended family now, so you need to put all your cards on the table, and you need to, you know, talk about everything and iron everything out before you go into it. But you shouldn't be the one pushing her to get a divorce. She has to be the one to decide that she wants to get a divorce herself, and I hope that she's wanting to do that. So whether she's an option to settle down with, I can't tell you that. You are the one that says that she's your soulmate, she's your friend, you know, you connect on, you know. So if you weigh your options and you feel that this is cool, fine. I remember asking the question that why do you think that your lot is only with single mothers? Why do you think because you have 2 children, you think that you can attract a single lady? I'm just saying, I'm just wondering. All this triangle of she liking single father and you liking single mothers, I don't understand, you know. But basically, I think that she needs a lawyer. If she wants to get a divorce, she needs a lawyer. She could actually reach out to FIDA, that's the International Federation of Women Lawyers, and see what options are open to her. But, you know, you shouldn't be the one to be pushing her. She should be the one to do that. You know, she should be the one deciding that she wants to end this sham of a marriage, if there was ever one, you know. Guys, do you think there's anything to add to what I've said? Because I think that this is pretty straightforward. It's very easy. You're in love with her. She's married, or she's in some sort of marriage contraption, you know. She needs to get out of it for you to marry her, and this marriage things have to be laid on the table. Everything has to be laid on the table, because like I said to him, he's bringing baggages, she's bringing baggages, and you guys need to open these baggages to be sure that you want these baggages in your life. You know, there are children involved, your own children are involved, you have 2 baby mamas, our own children are involved, you know, they're staying with our mom, you know, there's demand there, you know, just a lot of things going on. So guys, what do you think they should do? If you think that this guy should do, I wouldn't say walk away. I don't know what I wouldn't say walk away outrightly. If you're in love with a woman, if you're in love with her, you should be able to take all the things that she comes with, are children inclusive, you know. So I wouldn't say walk away, but the baggage she's bringing in, is that the kind of baggage that you can handle? If you cannot handle it, then it's better that you don't go into it. But if you feel that you're cool with that, and you know, 10 years down the line you'll still be cool, all the best. I wish you all the best. What do you think Jane should do, and what do you think Sylvester should do? We'll be in the comment section. All of us will be reading. In Sylvester, Jane, I will be reading and all that. Till next time when I come your way again, my name remains Bussy David. Bye.